Let's see here. Hey guys, how's everybody tonight? I don't have a. Oh, there we go. Okay, everything's popping up. Hey everybody, what's going on? Oh, hi Olivia. Thanks for the 5. Guys, I know how to take over Historic Trials. All I have to do is give him a couple of the twist off lid. It's too hard for him to. So, Olivia sent me a package for my mail time, and I didn't know that it had a locked lid on it. I didn't know that that was a thing. And I thought, well, I'm like, why is this stuck on here? What am I missing? What's happening here? So I used a butter knife and gave it a little pry and it popped off. I'm like, it's got to be an easier way to do this. But that's what Olivia is referring to there. Hey, everybody. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Jillian, hello. Nuri, hello. Winner, hello. Chelsea, hello. Katie, historic, everything, Julian. Oh, shoot. Hang on a second. Hold on a second. I forgot to get my models. I forgot to collect my models just in case I need them to tell a story. So I have been working all day. Honestly, the past 3 days. Like, seriously, guys, the video that I have been working on as of late is one of the most challenging videos that I have done to date. I've been working on my next Lusitania video, and I have literally been the past 2 days. I've done nothing but gather research and just seriously, like, oh, everything. Julian, get mine. Oh yeah, here, Julian, your model's right here. Everything. Julian sent me this awesome Titanic model right there. It's right there on my display, Julian. I'm taking care of it, man. Thanks so much for sending me that. But yeah, so I have been so busy with my next video, and what I'm talking about in the video, honestly, it isn't really talked about online. It's only referenced really in this book about the Lusitania. So it's like I have to keep going to this book, then I have to fact check a few things, and I mean, it's just you have no idea how much research has gone into this video. And I just got done filming. I still have to finish the final editing. But yeah, so I have been very busy. And you all might laugh at this, but my bookmarker is a Titanic picture. So, but yeah, that's my bookmarker. I have been very busy. So let's see here. Oh, we got another super chat from Olivia. Thanks. $10. Thank you. Let's see. This week's Titanic passengers, third class, Miss Sultana Bullis. She came aboard with her 2 children and Cherbourg. All 3 died. That's sad. Her husband was already in Canada as a bus driver. That's interesting. I've never heard them. I'll have to research that. Black November, hello. Top, hello. Dylan, hello. Let's see. Got the mocha ready. Got everything going. Millie, welcome back. How's Argentina? Let's see, Nuri. After a million years, I came back. I'm glad you're back. A million years. So does that mean I'm a million years old? Let's see, Joel. Hi, Sam. You should check out the Roller 3D ship models. They have 3 printed ships that are very detailed. They arrive really quick. Okay, I'll check that out. Could you send me a link to the if they have one on the Titanic? Okay, I'll look. All right. Let's see here. Thomas, haven't been here in 2 weeks. Glad to be back. Glad you're back. Maritime, hello. I see you. And let's see here. We got that. Let's deal with this. There we go. Let's see. Ozzy, Sam, Rosie wants an apple. She had an apple today. Don't you worry about that. She had that today. Let's see here. George, what class is Lusitania? I believe they referred to her as just the Lusitania class. Am I right about that? I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. But yes, I'm pretty sure they just referred to her as the Lusitania class. Let's see here. Question from Isaiah. What if Lusitania didn't sink? What if she was used as a military ship or a hospital ship during World War I? I'm pretty sure she would have just been similar to the Mauritania and the Aquitania, you know? She would have been used for that. And I'm sorry, guys. The chat's going crazy again. Okay, I'm going to do the slow-mo, but I'm going to do it at 20 seconds just so it's easier to keep up with. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, 20 seconds. Need to... whatever. By the way, can you guys hear any background noise? Because I have the AC running up here. And can you all hear it, or is my camera filtering it out? Let me know. Can you all hear any background noise, or does the audio sound fine? Does everything sound fine here? Testing, testing, testing. No, I can't. No background. Nope. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I've been... my upstairs doesn't do very good in... basically holding heat or holding air like AC. So it's just like it gets so hot up here so fast. Let's see. You are good. Awesome. Tree bark, no background. Cool, cool, cool. Thank you. Terry 5, thank you so much. Sorry I've missed last couple of weeks. Seems like I've driven across all lower 48 states. What's going on, Terry? Are you a truck driver or something, or why have you been driving so much? Olivia 5 again, thank you. Was there really a small hole in the lifeboats to drain water when they were stored on the deck? And did they forget to plug them when launched? There was. And there was one story. Okay. There was one story with Grumpy Officer Lowe. William Murdoch, First Officer William Murdoch, Second Officer Charles Lightoller, Third Officer Pittman, Fourth Officer Lowe. I always forget the officers, and I have to run through them in my head to find out. Fourth Officer Fourth Officer Boxhall, Fifth Officer Lowe. There we go. I have to run through them in my mind to keep the ranks straight. But yes, so Officer Lowe, it's bad. It's a bad story, but it's just the way it happened. It was just like, what the heck? So here's basically what happened. There was a lifeboat that was being launched that Lowe was in charge of. And wait, Maritime Sam, did it ever happen that you thought you were recording, but you actually weren't? Yes, and I was annoyed. But so Officer Lowe was lowering this lifeboat, and nobody went and woke him up. You see, because after the Titanic hit the iceberg and was beginning to sink, Lowe was asleep at the time, and no one came to get him. And then what woke up Lowe was the sound of the steam venting from the ship's funnels. So he comes out in his PJs, and he's like, what's going on? And I forget who he talked to. Was it Lightoller? I can't remember. But anyway, he said, oh, how do you not know what's happening? You better go get dressed. The ship's sinking. And the reason no one went to get Lowe was everybody assumed that somebody else would do it. And Lowe had a bit of a grumpy personality, and a lot of the bridge crew just didn't like Lowe. So that's really bad, but that's kind of what happened. So anyway, Lowe was annoyed that nobody came to get him. And so he was lowering away this lifeboat, and the people in the boat saw that those holes that Olivia was talking about weren't sealed, and they couldn't find the means to seal them in that boat. So they yell up to the deck, stop lowering this boat, like while we try to plug these holes and everything. And Lowe stopped lowering the boat, looked down over the Titanic side, looked at him, and said, that's your own problem, and kept lowering the boat. I'm like, wait, what? He did what? So, and I cleaned up the language a little bit there from the official account. But like, I mean, Lowe, I get you're grumpy and all, but don't put innocent people at risk like that, because they had to use clothes and whatever to block up these holes, or this lifeboat would have sank. I mean, he literally put people at risk just because he was in a bad mood. Terrible decision, Lowe. Like, terrible. Like, I can't even believe that happened. But that is an official account. That is an official account from the Titanic story. I can't believe that happened. I mean, you don't put innocent people at risk like that just because you're in a bad, like, anyway. I mean, but yeah, that's a true story. That is a true story. Olivia, thank you for the super chat. Okay. I see some of the comments here. All right, let's see here. Terry, too. Thanks again. Truck driver. Remember, I live in Pikes. Oh, yeah. All right, sorry, Terry. I get so many messages on here, and I got to try to keep track of some people. I just forget. Terry, thank you for the 2, and you stay safe, man. Let's see here. Thomas 10, thank you. Warning. I read an article in the LA Times that said the city of Long Beach tried to auction off some of the Queen Mary's lifeboats, but had them demolished and saved 2 of them. Any truth to this? I did hear that some of the lifeboats from the Queen Mary were destroyed, but I don't think they were original lifeboats. I mean, I know they were old and they were from other ships, but I don't think that they were original Queen Mary lifeboats. I think they only have 2 of those, and I believe those are still on the ship. I am very much against them destroying those lifeboats, but didn't they try to save them and no one bought them, or something happened with that, I think. I don't know the whole story, but yes, I did hear it, and it is sad that any maritime history would be lost. But I don't think they were original Queen Mary lifeboats, so that's a good thing at least. Thomas, thank you for the 10. Let's see, Gabe, 5, thank you. Whenever I'm feeling down, your videos always help me out so much. You're a light, and you're living in your passion to entertain and help others. Keep going. Thanks so much, Gabe. That really means a lot, man. Trust me, I know what it's like. You know, we all go through stuff. We all have stuff that's going on. And, you know, whenever I feel down, you know, it really helps me to go on here and read your guys' comments. You know, like, I think I left a heart on it, but there was a comment the other day that really got me. Now, the way YouTube works for those of you who don't know, is YouTube will highlight certain comments, like in my YouTube dashboard or like my YouTube studio. And depending on when you leave the message, it highlights the most recent ones. And there was one that really got me. It said that it was, It's talking like, hey Sam, me and my grandson both love listening to your videos, like, and like it just like, it meant a lot, just hearing about that stuff and that families like my stuff. And it just, seriously, that all of you like my stuff. I mean, honestly, you don't know how much all of your support means to me. So just, Gabe, thank you so much for the 5. All of you out there, thank you so much for the support. I wouldn't be here without you. So just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. Okay, everything Julian 5, thank you. Hi, Sam. I couldn't make it to last week's live because I had a hockey game. 8-0, we lost. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But after the game, I went in a Tesla. Don't have a play lettuce file. I went in a Tesla. Oh, you took a Tesla? That's awesome. I've had the privilege to drive a Tesla once. They are outside of my budget. I think they're really cool cars. Maybe one day I'll have one. I've always liked the Model 3. But yeah, they're outside of my budget. But Teslas are really cool. And I did have the opportunity to drive one once, and it was really cool. But that autopilot, oh, that scares me. Like, seriously, like, it's got that self-drive thing. And every time the car would get to a turn, I just grab the wheel and yank it. Like, there's just something so eerie about the steering wheel of my car going, like, I'm like, I just couldn't let it out. It sketched me out. And everything, Julian, that's awesome. Thank you for the 5. Olivia 2, don't play Among Us with Sam Hillbacks. Olivia, we played Among Us in my Discord last night, and everybody always says I'm pretty good as the imposter because I'm very sneaky, and I pulled a fast one on Olivia. So, and Olivia, thank you for the 2. That was a fun game. David 20, thank you. Hang on a second, I need a drink. Love mocha, as you all know. Let's see here. David says, I think it's funny they didn't wake up Officer Lowe because he wasn't liked by the crew. The rest of the crew became aware of the situation pretty quick. Good to see Olivia back. Love your videos, Sam. Thanks so much for the 20, David. And yeah, I mean, look, I don't care if you don't like somebody or not. Your ship is sinking. Wake them up. And at the exact same time, Lowe, don't put passengers at risk just because you're in a bad mood. I mean, come on, man. David, thank you for the 20. Super appreciate you, man. Brian 5, thank you. How did you first learn about the Titanic story, and how did it become your passion? I first became aware of the Titanic story. I've told this story so many times. When I was like 7 or 8, somewhere right around there. And it was when the James Cameron movie came out. That's when I first became aware of it. I remember we walked into my grandparents' place, and they had it on the TV, and it was the scene where Lightoller was talking to Smith, and he said, shouldn't we put the women and children into the boat, sir? And Smith said yes. And I'm like, what is that? And like, as I said, I was super little, and my mom or my grandfather or somebody, but they said, Sam, that's Titanic. And I'm like, what's Titanic? And it all went on from there. I remember a few years later, I think I was 10, and we were going to go and see my great-grandmother. And my great-grandmother was born in 1909. So she was 3 when Titanic happened. Now, she wasn't involved with Titanic at all. She was born here in the States and everything. And I remember we were getting ready to go. And I was a pretty hyper child, I guess we should say that, or rambunctious. And if I got caught up in something, that's all I talked about. And I remember asking my mom, do you think she would know anything about the Titanic? And my mom got so mad at me. She's like, Sam, don't you bug her about Titanic. She was 3 years old. She doesn't remember it. Don't you bug her. I'm like, okay. But apparently I had a tendency to ramble when I was a kid. So Lieutenant Drake 3, thanks so much. Thank you. Let's see here. No comment. Cameron 5, thank you. Hey, Sam, hope you're doing well. I'm very busy, but yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you. Have you seen the 1980 Raise the Titanic? If not, just FYI, it's free with ads on YouTube right now. Somebody even sent it to me in a mail time, but no, I have not had a chance to watch it yet. Listen, talk to people in my Discord. So at my part-time job, they basically got me working full-time hours, which is why my video uploads have been a little crazy lately. We have one guy who quit on us, and then we have another guy who he didn't quit on us. That sounded really aggressive. He put in his 2 weeks and he left. And then we had another guy who's out for surgery. So basically because of that, we're 2 people short, and we are very backed up at work, which means I have to work more hours. So look, it's hard to do research and figure out a video when you're working 27 to 30 hours a week. That's hard. I mean, typically when I took this job, I was trying to be around the 15 to 20 hour mark. And that's where they're going to get me back to in a week or 2. But until then, it's just I've been very busy, so I haven't had as much time to work on videos, play video games, and watch movies. So I will watch it eventually, though, Cameron. Thank you for the 5. Random, can you do a video on the wooden deck chair behind you? So this wooden deck chair is an original deck chair from the Queen Mary. And yes, I am going to do a video on that at some point. But I mean, well, I don't know. That'd be kind of a hard thing to do now that I think about it and give it some thought. It's just, I can't really trace it. You know, I don't know where it was on the ship. I just know it's an original Queen Mary. But I don't know. Maybe I'll do something on all my Titanic stuff. Let's see, Maritime. Henry, 2, thank you. What car do you drive? I drive a WRX. I have a Subaru. I have a Subaru Outback. That's what I drive. Thank you for the 2. Tree Bark, hey, welcome back, man. Hey, Sam. I'm only 4 subs away from 5,000. Dude, that's awesome. Congrats, Tree Bark. Man, I remember when you were 32 subs. That's awesome, Tree Bark. Everybody give Tree Bark a round of applause. Everybody give Tree Bark a round of applause. Man, 5,000 subs. That's a huge milestone, man. You should be proud. Seriously. Great job, Tree Bark. I mean, honestly, that is absolutely awesome. Everybody subscribe to Tree Bark. Go do that. I mean, seriously. Maritime, I'm almost at 4,000. Woo! Maritime, great job, man. Great job. Great job. Great job. But seriously, Tree Bark, good job, man. I'm glad I was able to help you out. Listen, I just wanted to say thank you for all that you've done for my channel. I hope we can continue to club. Oh, absolutely, Tree Bark. Thank you so much for the 5. And listen, I'm very proud of you, man. I wish you the best. Oh, and hey, in your video, I did catch that little Easter egg you did of me at the end where you made me the moon from that very old 1900s film. When I saw that, I was like, really? But yes, I saw that. It made me laugh. I meant to tell you about that later. But hey, thanks for the 5, Tree Bar. Thank you so much for all you do. Olivia, 5, thank you. Did survivors really light things on fire in the lifeboat to try to signal a ship nearby? Wouldn't it be bad because of those? Olivia, I have never heard that story. I've never heard of the survivors trying to do anything to light a fire. And how would they? What would there be to burn? I've never heard that story, Olivia. Thank you for the 5. I'll have to research that, but I've never heard of that, and I highly doubt that would be a thing. Terry, 5, thank you. I'm still willing to pay you to do a timeline on the Dokos. The Dokos. Hang on a second. Let me see what this is. The Dokos. Thank you for the 5, Terry. Remind me what this is. Google. Let me see here. The copy and paste. The shipwreck. Dokos shipwreck. This is the oldest underwater shipwreck. Oh, this one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I remember you mentioning this to me. There's not a lot of information on Wikipedia about it, but I'm sure I'll be able to find something on it on another source. Sure, Terry. I mean, you don't have to pay me for it, but it's on my list. I'm sure it is. Hang on. Dokos. I don't see it. Okay, here. I'm gonna put it again. Let's see. The Dokos. There we go. All right, I have updated. It's on the list again, and I'll try to get to it at some point, Terry. Thank you for the 5. Super appreciate you, man. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. All right. William, 5. You just said hi. Hi, William. Thanks for the 5. Lucas, 5 again. Thank you. Hi, Sam. I just got the book On a Sea of Glass, The Life and Lost Armors Titanic delivered to my house, and it's super amazing. That's awesome, Lucas. Congrats. Listen, as I've told you guys, On a Sea of Glass. On a Sea of Glass is literally the best book on the Titanic. So, and listen, on it, as far as I'm concerned, Dead Wake is to Lusitania what On a Sea of Glass is to Titanic. I mean, seriously, the next video that I'm currently working on, I couldn't have done it without Dead Wake. So I'm telling you, this book's awesome too. This book is awesome too. Glad you like it, Lucas. Thank you for the 5. Let's see here. The Stone Abbey. So some of them burn bits of paper to seal in the Carpathia. Oh, I never heard that. I'll have to research that. Thanks so much for letting me know. Winter Girl, subscribe to both of you. That's awesome. Thank you. Wait, well, Tree Bark is at 5,000. Woo! Celebrate good times. Come on. Awesome, Tree Bark. Awesome. Hey, Tree Bark, I mentioned you at the I went to Vid Summit. It was a convention in LA a few months back, and I mentioned you to some of the people there. Let's see here. William, 5, thank you. Oh, I said that already. Hi, got that one. Lieutenant Drake, 5, thank you. Hey, Sam, you should do a video on the Baron Alfred von Drestet. I'm not going to say that. A second-class passenger who pretended to be rich German aristocrat to get into first class. Huh? Really? That's a story? Let's see here. Let me on Titanic, I'm assuming. Let me see here. Google, go to Google, type this in. Let's see. I'm assuming you're talking about Titanic. So let me see here. I got an Alfred Norney, also known. Oh, Alfred He was born German who survived. He was about to sing the RMS Titanic when he was 20. He traveled first class on board the RMS Titanic. Traveling under a false name and title, he boarded the Titanic and shoreboard France second class back. He requested the purser to be transferred to a first class cabin. This was granted, largely because of his supposed aristocrat status. He had purchased expensive items, including clothes, jewelry, walking sticks, 2 sets of toilet articles. What's a toilet article? And a fountain pen in order to support his pretense. Huh. Wow. I didn't even know. So, wow. Never heard this story. Okay, that's going on the list. Wow. So somebody boarded the ship and was able to complain and get bumped up to first. What was the ticket price difference between first and second class? I thought it was enormous. Someone who snuck into. I'll put that in. All right, it's on the list. What was the ticket price difference between first and second? I thought it was astronomical. That's crazy, Lieutenant. Thank you for the 5. Okay, we go. Why did the Wilhelm Gustloff capsize? Because of how it was torpedoed. Let's see here. Thank you so much. That's awesome, Tree Bark. Okay, did I get that one? We got that one. Okay, Olivia 5 again. Thank you. I'm restarting my page called Artie, the Traveling Puppy on Facebook. It's focusing on my puppy as he loves my truck. It's a traveling puppy. That's awesome, Olivia. Post a link to it in my comments, after this video gets archived. Olivia, thank you for the 5. Let's see. Thomas 10, thank you. How about a video of the sinking of the Perry Muggett 18 and its Titanic connection? There are definitely some parallels there. I know I have seen this before. Thomas, that was a 10. Thank you. I'm going to copy and paste. Let's see what this is. I know I've read that before, but I can't place what it is. Let's see here. Pre-Market Burnett. This was a steel hull Great Lakes ferry, a train ferry that served on Lake Michigan. Fate flooded and sank on Lake Michigan with a loss of 29 lives. I know people have mentioned this to me before, but I am not that familiar with it. The wreck. Let's see. On September 9, 1910, while bound, she had 62 passengers, 29 rail cars. The ship began taking on massive amounts of water. The pumps were turned on, but all attempts to save her were futile. Her fleet mate, Pierre Marquette 17, was nearby and managed to save 35 of her passengers and crew. 27 people on board the ship were killed. Lost 2 during the rescue. As none of the officers survived to recount what happened, the cause of the ship's flooding remains a mystery. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I know people have mentioned this to me before, but I forgot about it. All right. I'll update that on the list. I've been meaning to do another Great Lakes ship for a while now. I was thinking that my next Great Lakes ship would be the Bradley, but I might have to do this one. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do another poll topic, the Bradley or this ship. I think that sounds interesting. I'll let you guys vote on what the next Great Lakes ship I do is. That'll be cool. I've been meaning to get back to the Great Lakes for quite a while. It's been over a year since I did the video on the Fitz, isn't it? Oh. Tell you one thing, I've been so busy lately, barely have time to hear myself think. Henry 5, thank you. Lowell, because of your videos, I bought a newspaper and menu from the RMS Titanic, had them framed, and they're hanging on my wall in my kitchen. That's awesome, Henry. Thank you for the 5. Seriously, I love it that I've been able to, restart your all's passion for Titanic. That's awesome. Henry, thank you for the 5. That means more to me than you know. Seriously, it means a lot, guys. It really does. Terry 5, thank you. Tree Bark, we're here at Historic Travels. We here at Historic Travels stick together, even if it is to troll. You guys love to troll me. Good grief. But it's true. We all do stick together. Tree Bark, wish you success, man. I'm glad you're doing well. Listen, your work, I can't even listen. Those stop motions, I've tried to do them before, and okay. So whenever I try to do a stop motion, this is basically what happens. That's 100% what happens whenever I try to do a stop motion. And that's going to become a meme now. I already know that that's going to be a meme. Let's see. Treston, do you like Titanic, Sam? Do I like Titanic? Do I like Titanic? Do I like Titanic? Do I like Titanic? I wonder. Let's see. Here we go. We got them. Black November 8. Thank you so much. Video idea. Complete timeline on the sinking of the Lusitania. I'm doing that right now. Also, Lusitania's only port side launched Lifeboat 14 sank because the plug wasn't put in. Oh, I didn't know that. We're getting close to the final episode of the Lusitania timeline series. We're not there yet. So for those of you who are watching, the next episode of Lusitania isn't the last one. We're not quite there yet, but it is coming. But, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that when I do my actual sinking video. Black November, thank you for the 8. Let's see, we got that one, we got that one. Cameron 5, thank you. If the Titanic had not sunk, do you think a different ship would have been as infamous? If so, which one do you think? Well, you see, that's the thing. It's just, and I've talked about this before, the thing about the Titanic, it's not just that it sunk, it's how it sunk. And it's the fact that you've got people on board from different levels, like all different levels of society. The ship hit an iceberg, biggest ship in the world, and then it sank so slowly that you had time for all of this stuff to happen. I mean, like when a ship sinks, if there's a lot of people on it and a lot of people die, that's a tragedy and it's very sad, of course. But shipwrecks are usually pretty fast things that happen. Ships sink pretty quick, like the Lusitania, like it's possible the Lusitania could have been the Titanic if the Titanic hadn't sunk. But I think the Lusitania would have the exact same amount of interest as it does today, even if Titanic hadn't happened, because Lusitania was such a chaotic thing. I mean, Lusitania went down in only 18 minutes. So, I mean, it was basically chaos on board the Lusitania. Power went out 4 minutes in, and then the ship just continued to roll over to her starboard side until she went under. I mean, there wasn't time for a lot of stuff to happen like Titanic. With Titanic, the water was just slowly coming. And there was this time for all this stuff to happen. I mean, people have said before that before they knew it was real, they thought Titanic was just a movie. They didn't think ships really could sink that slowly and everything. So if Titanic hadn't have sunk, it would have been very hard for another ship to be in a very similar situation to Titanic. I mean, biggest ship in the world, people from all levels of society, the builders on board, the heroes, the cowards, the villains. Just there's so much to Titanic that it'd be a hard thing to replicate. I mean, there are worse disasters than Titanic, like the Wilhelm Gustloff, or the Doña Paz. But again, those were very chaotic things. So, and there was a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. So it's the story of Titanic and how everything happened with it that plays a big role into why the ship is so famous. Am I making sense here? Is that, they're all sad, they're all tragedies, but Titanic is very unique. I hope I'm painting my picture right. Cameron, thank you for 5. And honestly, I'm not sure if any ship would be like Titanic. Olivia 5, thank you. Sorry I had been gone, but I miss listening to all. You're so educated about the Titanic. We love and appreciate you. We love you. Ha, 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 ha. Very funny, Olivia. You and your Aaron 1912 trolls. Olivia, just a heads up. If you're actually watching Aaron 1912, I'm pretty sure you're getting bad information. Just saying. Olivia, Google yellow journalism if you get a chance. Hannah 10, thank you. Hey, Sam, how you doing? I'm doing well. Let's see. Yep, heart beating, air in my lungs. Good day. I've got a theory for you. What steps could have been taken to avoid the Wilhelm Gustloff, just like we're talking about, disaster, or any steps to avoid the Britannic sinking? The Wilhelm Gustloff was a toughie. I mean, it was just everything that happened. I mean, the obvious thing would be to launch the ship earlier. That way the Russian submarine wasn't in the area. But at the exact same time, with everything that was going on, by leaving the ship earlier, you leave innocent civilians behind. That's a toughie. That's a toughie. And with the Britannic, the first thing that I would change with Britannic is I wouldn't try to move the ship. I wouldn't try to move the ship. And the second thing that I would do with Britannic is make sure the porthole windows aren't open. But at the exact same time, who would think that they were? But I'm also thinking that, they did inspections of the ship. So it's hard for me to believe that they would miss the porthole windows, but apparently they did. I guess just with the Wilhelm Gustloff, that's a tough one to say for certain. But with the Britannic, I would say have more inspections to make sure the porthole windows are shut. And after the ship hit the mine, don't move it until you know more about the situation. That's what I would say. But what do they call it? That's me talking way later, and Captain Bartlett didn't know what we know now. So Jason 5, thank you. PM-18's wireless operator name is right under Jack Phillips' name on the monument in New York for operators lost in the line of duty. Huh, I had no idea. That's really cool, Jason. Thank you for the 5. JG3, 5. Hi, Sam. If the Californian answered the SOS, how much time do you think the Titanic would have had left by the Californian got there? That's an age-old question, isn't it? That is definitely a hard thing to answer because what do they say? They think the Californian was what? 10 miles, 13 miles, somewhere around there. So it would have taken it a little bit to get to the Titanic. But even if it was a straight shot, I'm just spitballing here. I mean, don't quote me on here. I'd say at least 30 minutes at minimum. Carpathia was 50 miles away, and it would take it 4 hours. So, yeah, probably 30 to 45 minutes at best. So, I don't know. Maybe depending on, well, they sent out the first distress call at what? 12:25, 12:30, somewhere right around there. So maybe an hour and a half, and then they would have started doing the lipo thing roughly. So I'm going to guess an hour to an hour and a half. Hope that's a good answer, JG3. Thank you for the 5. Henry, 5, thank you. If Britannia didn't sink, do you think it would have been retired the same as Olympic, or would have been in the early 50s like Aquitania? That's a hard question. Depends on the crash of 29 and everything, and the hardship. Well, Britannia came along a little bit later, so I don't think she would have been retired at the exact same time as the Olympic. Probably the 40s, but no, probably not because of World War II. I'd say probably the 50s. I do. I think that the 40s, nothing with everybody was so preoccupied with the war, they wouldn't have been dealing with scrapping a ship, and they would have used it. So, but yeah, that's what would have happened. I think she would have made it to the 50s. That we got that one. Henry 5. Oh wait, then we got that one. The Stoned Abbott 5. Thank you. Titanic sank slowly enough for lots of character arcs and dramas to flex out, but fast enough to be an urgent disaster without a chance of rescue. Great wording. That's a great way to say it. And I mean, think about it. You know, people always like to say that if the Titanic had enough lifeboats, that everybody would have been able to be saved. And while sure, that's an interesting theory. And while I yes, the Titanic should have had enough lifeboats for everybody on board. Absolutely. But if you look at the situation that the ship was in, you know, the crew only managed to get 18 of the 20 lifeboats launched. And the Titanic, the way that the davits and everything were, the ship just really, they couldn't have handled the lifeboats any quicker with the amount of tech that they had on the Titanic at the time. And I honestly think that more lifeboats would have gotten in the way because they would have had to move lifeboats around and reposition them to get them to be able to be launched. And I mean, if it took them, you know, the whole sinking or most of the sinking to get 18 of the 20 boats gone, imagine if they would have had to take more time in moving and positioning boats. And the other thing you have to remember is when a ship goes down, these lifeboats don't just float off. The only reason Collapsible A and B were able to float off is because they were relatively close to the bow. But even still, Collapsible A got halfway swamped, and Collapsible B ended up upside down. But now, if you had lifeboats on the further aft parts of Titanic, like in a similar arrangement to what the Britannic had, well, when the water comes crashing up the deck, those boats get shredded. Those boats get destroyed by the water. I mean, they just rip apart. Now, if the ship had more lifeboats, I'm sure more people could have been saved, you know, and of course that's worth it. But would it have made a huge difference? Probably not. You know, probably not. The Titanic would have still had a great loss of life because those boats would have been destroyed as the ship went down. You know, that's a good thing. That's the big thing to remember there. Okay, we got that one. We got Stoned Abbott. Thank you for the 5. We got that one. Okay, we got that. All right, we're getting caught up. T5, thank you. What if the Titanic and air temp were plenty warm? Would the panic have been as bad as it safe to assume all those in the water would have lived? If the weather would have been warm, yes, a lot more people would have died. Or no, a lot more people would have been spared. You know, there would have still been a good loss of life, a large loss of life, but the death toll wouldn't have been anywhere near as bad because the Titanic had enough life jackets for everybody on board. So if the water was warm, a lot more people would have made it. And you also have to remember that the leading cause of death that night was cold. I mean, most people who were on the Titanic, they didn't drown. They died of hypothermia. You know what I mean? Because in water that's 28 degrees Fahrenheit, or is it 0 or -2 Celsius? Somewhere right there. I'm not as familiar with Celsius. The human body succumbs to those conditions very quickly. If I can find the chart in Honesty of Glass. There's a chart in here that talks about it, if I can find it. But, like, I think the book says it's, like, less than 15 minutes. That's the survival range for that. So, I mean, the human body just succumbs to those temperatures so quickly. I think I saw it. Hang on a second. It's got so many. Here we go. Nearly unsurvivable. So, yeah, this chart, if you all can read it. The camera's not focusing. Come on, camera. Can you all read that at all? Probably not. But anyway, the chart says nearly unsurvivable. And if water temperature is 70 to 80 Fahrenheit or 21 to 27 Celsius, exhaustion or unconsciousness occurs in 3 to 12 hours. Expected survivability, 3 hours to indefinite. In water that is less than 32 degrees Fahrenheit or 0 Celsius, my bad, you lose consciousness in under 15 minutes, and your expected survival time is 15 to 45 minutes. So yeah, the human body just succumbs to those temperatures so quick. Lightoller said it was like 1,000 knives stabbing you all over your body at once. So the cold was a leading cause of death that night. Cameron 5, thank you. All right, folks, you heard it here first. Californian was 30 minutes away. Sam, an undisputed. Ha ha, very funny. Don't put words in my mouth. Let's see. Theodore, historic travels. Can you tell us your real Roblox? Real historic travels. that's my Roblox account if you want to friend me. REAL is lowercase, capital H, capital T. Let's see here. Lucas 5 again. Hey, Sam, I was wondering if you read Honesty of Glass from front cover to back cover. I have not. I use it as reference material. So it's just like if I'm looking for something, I go to it and research it. I use it like that. It's a reference book. I have, I've listened to Dead Wake from cover to cover, I think. Yeah. Let's see. -2 Celsius. Got you. Joshua 5. Thank you. Thanks, Maritime. Sam, can you do a video about Frederick Scott and Thomas Ranger who slid down the falls of Boat 16 into Boat 4 at 2:10 a.m.? Frederick Scott and Thomas Ranger slid down the falls of Boat 16 and Boat 4 at 2:10 a.m. Boat 16 and Boat 4 at 2:10 a.m. There are boats on that late? They launched that late? I thought at that point it was only collapsible C and D and A and B still on board. I'll have to double check that. I didn't think there were any lifeboats on the ship that late. Hang on a second. Collapsible, we got sitting on the falls of Boat 16 and Boat 4. Hang on, if only I had a Titanic book right in front of me that had the lifeboat launch times. If only I had that. Lost of deck crew. Hang on a second. Of course, I find these things in 2 seconds when I'm not looking for them, and then when I need them, I can't find the. Does anybody with Honesty of Glass know what page? Oh, nope, that was exactly. Good grief. Does anybody have the actual page that the lifeboat launch times are in Honesty of Glass? I could really use that right now. Whatever, I'll find it later. Of course, I can't find it right now, but I didn't think they were on there at 2:10 a.m. But I'll have to double check that. But yes. Let's see. Frederick Scott and Thomas Ranger. I'll add those to the list. Thank you so much, Joshua. Copy and paste. Of course, I can't find that when I look for it, and I find it all the time whenever I don't need it. Joshua, thank you for that. Let's see here. 196. Flo, thank you. 196. So I'm really curious now. 195. Booyah! That's it. 196. Thanks, Plo. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, it's got a chart of all the lifeboat launch times in it. That's exactly what I was looking for. Let's see. Lifeboat 16. What did he say? Lifeboat 6. He fell at the falls of Lifeboat 16 or boat 16 into Boat 4. Boat 16. Let's see here. Boat 7, Boat 13, and 15. Boat 16 left at 120. Boat 16 left at 120, and Boat 4 left at 150. So I'm not sure how that timing would work. Was Boat 4 like in the area of Boat 16? They were both on the port side. So was Boat 4 in the area of Boat 16? Or I have a lot of questions about that. But yeah, it's on the list and I'll research it. Cool. Thanks for the help, guys. T-Ball 5, thank you. Do you think there's any way to present a present-day Titanic disaster could happen? If so, what do you think the perfect storm of events would have to be? No, I don't. I don't think that a Titanic-like scenario could happen today. But if it was to happen, this is very far-fetched, okay? This would have to be crazy far-fetched. Well, you know how many ships are on the Atlantic at any given time? All right, far-fetched story. Off the top of my head, you're going to grade my improv skills here. Let's see here. It is May 15th, 2022. Passenger ship is sailing across the Atlantic. A massive solar storm hits the Earth and knocks out most of the Earth's satellites and electronics. The ship had a power outage or something, and the power wasn't on when the solar storm hit. So when they fixed it, the power came back on. The ship's power was unaffected, but every other ship and every other power grid on Earth is out or temporarily out. At that exact moment, the ship hits an iceberg. And, well, how it did, I don't know, because it wouldn't have been running because the power was out. But anyway, ship hits an iceberg, starts to sink very slowly. The power comes back on as the ship's sinking. They get a call for help out, and the ships try to come, and for whatever reason, they can't launch all the lifeboats. I don't know. I am major spitballing here. I'm major spitballing here. How's my improv skills? Boiler explosion. It's a modern ship. It wouldn't have a boiler. The Stone have a Historic Trials, a science fiction channel now. So basically, the Poseidon Adventure in the 21st century. Well, my ship didn't capsize. Poseidon Adventure did. Very, very, very heavy improv there. That was funny. That was funny. That was a fun thing to. So yeah, I don't think it could happen, and there's a crazy scenario for it. Jordan, P50, I think that's 2. Thank you. Do you know Masabumi Hosono? Search him first. No, I do not know who that is, and for some reason I have a bad feeling. Let's see here. Let me see what this is. Copy and paste. Let's see here. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Masabumi Hosono. Oh, is this the... Oh, this is the wait, let's see. Is this the he was a Oh, this is the Japanese guy that was on board the Titanic. Okay, I have heard his story and it's very tragic. I didn't know his name. But like, didn't people like really get mad at him for the way he survived or something? I remember I heard about that. It's like when he went home, like he was like publicly shamed because he survived the sinking, I think. I mean, that's not good. That's very sad. But yes, I know the name and I know a little bit of his story. I don't know the whole detail. But yeah, I heard that he wasn't popular because he survived or something. I mean, or something happened. I mean, as far as I know, he wasn't involved in anything controversial. So I'm not sure why he would have a bad reputation when he went back to Japan. But I do remember hearing something about that. But yes, I know a little bit about him, and I am going to do a video about him soon. Thank you for the P50 2. Thank you. Josh 5. Thank you. James Cameron said that the dome imploded during the filming of the movie. It's on the complimentary track. He imploded it. You know, he had water pour on it. But yes, it did implode. It did implode in the movie. It's one of the coolest scenes in the movie. You know, the fact that he was able to do that, you know, and build all that and flood it and everything is just crazy. Hannah 5. Thank you. Uh-oh. Next theory for you. That's what I was saying. Uh-oh, too. Sam, if the Costa Concordia didn't sink, where would Scatino be now? And what about the Concordia herself? Concordia would still be sailing. And due to Scatino's nature, I think he would have gotten in trouble for something else. I think that due to the way he acted, something else would have happened at some point. That is my educated guess. Hannah, thank you for the 5. Okay, we're at all that. Shh, got that one. Jason 5, thank you. There is also another wreck on the Great Lakes to consider. The Marquette and Bessemer number 2. But I personally think you should do a video on the Sultan. People have always mentioned the Sultania. But yes, okay. They're the Great Lakes to consider. I'm going to copy this entire comment and put it on the list. So I've got more Great Lake shipwrecks to examine. Thank you so much, Jason. Copy and paste. Bada bing, bada boom. Thank you for the 5. I will definitely check these out. Thanks, Jason. Super appreciate you, man. We got that one. The cutting room floor. So where are my German superliners? Well, you know what? I did talk about the Kaiser Wilhelm der Grosse in my Lusitania video, FYI. But yes, I will do a dedicated video on the very first four stack ships at some point. Cutting room floor, they're coming. Don't worry. Cassie's here. 10. Thank you so much. Just came back from exploring an abandoned place and got a bunch of good photos. That's awesome. Hope everything is going well. And if you get on tonight, we got to play Valorant. I didn't download it. I've been working on Lusitania today. I told you, I remind you. Thanks so much, Cassie. We will play Valorant. Don't worry. We will. But hey, I'm still learning Roblox. I discovered Roblox Squid Games last night, and I had way too much fun with that. Let's hear it. Thanks, Cassie. Let's see here. Oh, wait. Joshua, what if Aaron 1912 and Scatino met each other? I think Aaron 1912 would try to defend him. Gosh, all that drama. I mean, I just don't get it. I mean, I don't get I mean, was he just trying to, not Scatino, Aaron 1912. I don't understand. Was he just trying to get his name out there by coming up with new Titanic, or claiming to come up with new Titanic stuff like a V-break or something, and making those fake YouTube accounts to try to, you know, make, like, pat himself on the, I don't understand it. I don't understand what his goal was, because, I mean, it's just like the guy who crashed that airplane for views and pretended it was a real plane crash when he did it on purpose for attention. I mean, do you not think that pilots are going to call you out? I mean, seriously, it's on YouTube. People are experts. And if you try to get away with something, people are going to call you out on it. I mean, seriously, just look at Brightside and stuff. I mean, you can't fool people on here. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. Let's see here. Dustin. Aaron 1912 has been always wanting to make a name for himself with false theories. Okay. So is that his whole idea? Was that he was just like, I want to be the guy who came up with this new theory? Was that his goal? I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not understand it. SS Poseidon, Titanic, real-time sinking in the background. Yeah, I have the Odyssey glass sinking back there. Let's see here. I haven't played Roblox in years. I only just started playing it. The guys who made the Titanic SOS contacted me and wanted me to check out the game. And it's pretty cool. Kat says, if we stop giving them attention, they'll go away. Good point. Good point. T-Ball, too, thank you. I'm sure it's on the list, but the USS Indianapolis, yes, it's on the list. Do not worry, T-Ball. Thanks for the 2. William, Sam, ever considered the wreck of the ex-USS Oklahoma? It sank under tow while heading for scrapping. The USS Oklahoma. Why X? Is there another USS Oklahoma or something now? Let's see here. The USS Oklahoma. What was that shipwreck that they just found? It's like the deepest shipwreck ever discovered. USS Oklahoma was a Nevada-class battleship built by New York Shipbuilding Operations. Fate sunk in the attack on Pearl Harbor. Oh, she was sunk in Pearl Harbor? Refloated for scrapping and sank under tow. Oh, okay. So she was initially sank in December 1941, and then they pulled her up, and then she sank again in 1947. Holy cow. That's crazy. How'd that work? How was it? How was the ship sunk during the? How did they raise it? I'm guessing it didn't sink that deep. Did it just drop down or something after the Pearl Harbor attack, or what's the whole story there? Yeah, I may get a video done on that at some point. Ranch, too, thank you. Joanne O'Savin's History of the Titanic. Your thoughts? Joanne O'Savin of the Titanic. What's this? Saving of the Titanic. It capsized. Okay. Hang on. What's this Saving of the Titanic? I don't know what this is. Copy and paste. Saving of the Titanic. Patriots. Nothing popped up when I typed that in on YouTube, on Google. So let's try YouTube. I mean, if you're talking about that documentary film, The Saving the Titanic, I've got National Geographic, How the Unsinkable Titanic at the Bottom of the Ocean, Eva Hart, Revisiting Titanic. I don't know what you're referring to there, man. I don't know what you're referring to, Ranch. Thank you for the 2. Let's see here. It's ashing. When is this? Oh, okay. It capsized. SS Toric Sam. Haha, very funny. Drew, hey Sam, I still didn't find your email on your page. I apologize for letting you know about it again. Really? Well, don't apologize for it. Thanks for telling me. Okay, Drew, I'll check that out. But I still get emails from people, so is there something funky going on with it? But people still email me, so maybe there's just something weird with YouTube. But I'll check it out. Thanks for telling me. Let's see. Vivid. Hi, Sam. You should make a video on the original Queen Elizabeth. She caught fire and sank in the harbor. You would be surprised. Not many people. Oh, trust me. I know all about the Queen Elizabeth. Well, I don't know her history as well as Queen Mary, but I know a little bit about it. She was the Seawise University then. And wasn't there a conspiracy that it was sunk on purpose for insurance or something? I feel like I heard that. I feel like there was something sus about the Elizabeth sinking. Didn't they cover the wreck with concrete too? I feel like I heard about that too. That seems kind of sus to me. Let's see here. Hannah 5, thank you. Have you ever heard of the Great White Fleet and also the Pertuis class collier ships? They're all super cool ships. I have not heard of those, but cool, Hannah. Thank you for the 5, and I will go ahead and add these to the list, and I will check them out when I get a chance. You know what? I'll put these up here. I need to upload my list someday so you guys get a taste of all of the stuff here. Let me try this. Let me see how many of these I can actually get. Okay, so here, I have no idea how this is going to work. All right, so like literally what I do for like the list is I copy and paste a lot of stuff. You know, I just jump around. So it's just a bunch of ideas randomly scattered here and there. So here, this is what I'm going to do. Let me see if YouTube will let me do this. I don't know if I can post the whole thing. Oh, so I copied a small bit of the list and I was going to put it in the chat. And YouTube's chat bar has a character limit of 200. And this small little part of the list is at 1,959 characters. So I can't post it. So that should just tell you guys how large the list is. All right, let's just do this then. That's just a small chunk of it. Here, let me see if I can. Let me just try this. Let me see if I can post a little bit of it. Wow, even that's 830. Post a pic of it in community. All right, I'll have to do that. So my first 15 ideas take it over the 200 limit. Let's see here. Let's try this. I want to try to post something from the list here so you guys can see it. Let me try this. 618 characters of 200. Oh my gosh. I had no idea how many. Like, okay, yeah, let's just do this. Let's do this. I'm just gonna pick a couple and go from there. Okay, here's like 5 ideas. Just copy and pasting. And that is even that's too much. Even that is too much. All right, let's do this. There we go. That's just something I copy and pasted from the list. That's just something I copy and pasted just something that I had from it, and even that was one character, like one character away from the list. But yeah, that's just some stuff that I grabbed real quick. That's from like midway down the list. Captain Alex, it's storming in my ear right now, and I want to know, how would you create an interactive museum of the Lusitania, just like the Branson Titanic? I'm an 83 sub. That's awesome, Captain Alex. I don't know. Maybe just tell the story of it, you know, like have some things, maybe talk about the list of the ship and as it starts to roll over and stuff like that. I don't know, something like that maybe. Olivia 5, are you using the cup I gave you today? No, not today. I've got my my Dowd's Market. If any of you are familiar with Michigan, this is from or Mackinac Island. This is from Mackinac, but that's what I'm using. I keep all of so I have the stuff that I haven't talked about in a mail time in like another pile, and I keep it all there until I get to it. So like here, let me show you. So like I have all this stuff. I don't want to show anybody's address, but yeah, so it's just like I've got like a pile of stuff over here that I haven't gotten to yet. So Olivia, your stuff's in the pile. Your stuff's over here until I get to it. I put the stuff that I've already talked about away until I can store it or display it or whatever. And then the rest of the stuff is just here until I get to it. That way I don't lose track of it. I take care of everything. I don't throw anything away. So that's just how I do things. I try to keep everything in line, and I try to take care of everything. Because seriously, all the stuff that you guys send me, like, I mean, yeah, I treasure it. So just thank you. Y'all want me to open something? Unfortunately, guys, there will not be a Q&A tonight. I did not get a chance to make one or come up with a list of questions because I've been so busy with Lusitania. There won't be a Q&A tonight, unfortunately. I'm really sorry, but I will have one for you guys next week. I am really sorry, guys. I felt bad. I have been so busy. Like, I haven't stopped on Lusitania for 3 days. So, but I'm going to try to get a video up for you guys. I doubt I'll get it up tonight, probably tomorrow morning. But yeah. So that's the only live stream I'm going to miss the Q&A. At least I hope I don't miss another one for a while. But I will have one for you guys next week. Guys, I haven't had a chance, guys. I have not had a chance. Because I want to make them good and challenging. So it takes me a little bit of time to make them. Let's see. Jordan, Discord link. Sorry for the activity, by the way. I lost interest with ships. I'm sorry to hear that. But trying to get back into it now. Welcome back. I did my first donation in your channel. That's awesome, man. Thanks so much, Jordan. Big achievement. Awesome, Jordan. Sure. I saw somebody say read a letter from somebody from my mail time. Let's see here. I just grabbed the first one that's here. Let's see here. Oh, this is really nice. Let me cover up the return address. But yeah, so I like that. It has a little, he drew a little ship that says Historic Travels on it. That's really nice. But let me see here. This is just the first one that was on the pile. Let's see here. It says, there we go. Dear Sam, my name is Coper. I am 12 years old. I live in a small town in Kansas called Fulton. I found your channel about a month ago. I came across your channel knowing Titanic, Britannica, Olympic. Now, since I wouldn't know, without you, I wouldn't know how the Costa Concordia, Empress of Ireland, Carpathia. I was literally the Titanic for Halloween. I bet you watched Rachel's video. This is really sweet. I know you have a list of videos, ideas longer than the Titanic, but I would love to see a video about the engineers on the Titanic. I did a video on that, by the way. I wish you won the lottery. Thanks. If you do, you should have a cruise line called Historic Travels. I wish you won the lottery so I could have a cruise line called Historic Travels. Okay, that's funny. That's funny. Listen, thanks so much, man. And he even did some artwork. He did some drawings down there like that. This is really sweet. Like these things just they put a huge smile on my face. I mean, especially like it really makes me happy that somebody so young is already interested in these ships and everything. It's keeping the story of Titanic alive for the next generation. So hey, great artwork, man. Thanks so much. And what was your name? Cooper. Thanks so much, Cooper. First time I've ever done a mail time during a live stream, but I'll read it again during my next mail time video. Cool. If he watches this, I hope Cooper. Thanks for that. Let's see here. Maritime Historic Travels. Today is the 80th anniversary since Olympic collided with the Nantucket. Oh, the lightship. Really? That happened today? That's crazy, Maritime. Maritime, you know your stuff, man. Congratulations on that. Let's see. Did I miss any super chats or are we all caught up? Oh, there was a super chat. I missed them. We got that one. No, we're all caught up. Okay, we're all caught up on super chats. Good. David, is Rosie okay? Yeah, she's fine. She's downstairs. Let's see. Isaac, Sam be like, we just got a letter. Oh, did you just make a Blue's Clues joke? I love that show back in. SS Poseidon, is that the Lego Titanic in the background? Yes, it is. That's the Lego Titanic. And the small one, this is the Lego Lusitania by Histobrick. This thing is awesome. Lego Titanic and Lego Lusitania. Let's see. We got that one. The stand that showed the doggy. I'll have to go and get her. She's downstairs, and I can't move this platform, but I might be able to get her attention. Let's see. Oh, Terry 5, thank you. Which Titanic survivor made the most money from their Titanic experience after the sinking, and how did they figure out it was a series of holes, not one? Oh, I see. I'm not exactly sure when that came to light, that it was a series of holes. Because I know that at the time they thought it was one big gash. Maybe just from the testimony that came later, or maybe they put the piece together. I really don't know. I'd have to research that. And as far as which survivor made the most money from it, I don't think there were any very large payouts. I mean, I know the White Star Line did like a settlement, but it wasn't that good in the grand scheme of things. I talked about it in my video, Fallout the Titanic disaster, but that was such a long time ago. I'd have to go back and look up the information again. But good question. I think they all got paid the same amount, but I could be wrong. Olivia, 2. Friday is my birthday. When is your next mealtime vid? I'm going to try to film that sometime next week. It's just when I have time to do it. It's seriously, this Lusitania episode has been taking up all of my thought process. But I hope you guys like it. I should finish it up tonight. And if I can pull a rabbit out of my head, I might release it tonight, but probably tomorrow. But happy birthday, Olivia. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Let's see. Thomas, 10. As far as Great Lakes shipwrecks go, I think you should do it on the SS Pierre Marquette 18, SS Daniel J. Morrill, or the SS Carl Bradley. Controversy surrounds all of these shipwrecks. Really? What's the controversy with the Bradley? I thought it was an accident. The ship split. But okay, I will definitely check that out. Both of those ships are on the list. So Thomas, I will definitely do that very soon. I'm going to do a vote. Have people vote on what the next Great Lakes ship is going to be. And I already know somebody who's going to comment. There's a guy on my Discord. His name's his online name is Bean, and all he does is say Great Lakes, Great Lakes, Great Lakes. So he'll be very anxious for that, I'm sure. All right, I put all those on the list. I will definitely get to those, Thomas, and they're near the top, so that'll be coming very soon. Let's see here. T5, thank you. Would you ever do a live stream watch along with Cameron's Titanic? You wouldn't have to show the film or audio. We could just sync it up with you. Oh, so like, well, I couldn't show it during a live stream. YouTube would copyright me in 2 seconds. So like have a live stream and then just say I'm going to watch the movie and then you guys would just watch where I'm at in the movie. Is that what you're saying? Interesting idea. Never thought about that before. Maybe. Maybe. I've never thought about that. That might be interesting. T-Ball, thank you for the 5. Terry, 2. I meant by selling books and talk shows. What were you talking about, Terry? What Titanic Survivor? Still, I really don't know. A lot of Titanic survivors wrote books and stuff like that, and a lot of things happened after the disaster. But I'm really not sure. Terry. I'd have to research that. Olivia. Terry, thank you for the 2. Olivia, 2. Thank you. Olivia's Army. Haha. All right, guys, we're on the 1 hour mark, and I do want to go and finish up Lusitania. Do you guys want to see Rosie before I close out the stream? Do you guys want me to go and try and get Rosie before I close out the stream? All right, yes, you guys want to see Rosie? All right, let me see if I can go and get her attention. It's a little bit more because this is a dedicated setup upstairs. So let me bear with me for a minute. I can't take the computer with me. I'll have to bring her up here. I'll be right back. Be right back. Come on, Rosie. Come on, Rosie. Look who I found. Look who I found. Hey, Rosie, say hi to everybody. Rosie's like, what's going on here? Why are you bringing me up here? Rosie, say hi. Say hi to everybody, Rosie. She is a puppy. Lieutenant carrying her like a puppy. She's a puppy. She's a 75-pound puppy. There you go. You want to see your fans? Rosie, come here. Come here. Come here, Rosie. Come on. Come here. Come on. Who's a good girl? You want to go outside? You want to go for a walk? Is that right? You want to go for a walk? All right, come on. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and close out the live stream. Rosie wants to go outside real quick. All right, everybody. Well, hey, sorry I'm not going to have a Q&A for you guys tonight. But thank you all for a very fun live stream. This was a lot of fun. And I will have a Q&A for you all next week. And I hope you like the next episode of Lusitania when I get it done. It should be done very soon. All right, everybody. Well, hey, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for all the support. I couldn't do this without you. And I will see you all in the next one. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in.